Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Thank you. For those of you who thought that the sermon was over. No, it's just beginning. Sorry about that. There was a false alarm. Some people saw me without my clothes and thought I was leaving. Nope, that's how I come here. That's right. So, good morning, brothers and sisters. This includes our new members who may be enjoying us for the first time, wherever you may be and wherever you want to be, because you may not be where you want to be yet. There you are. That's right. And I'm here in my office where it is Sunday, August 2nd, the 560th day of the Sex Offender Administration. That's right. We keep count every day. Even when we're not here, we're counting. That's right. Yeah. Oh, Lord. It is 70 degrees and it is zero humidity here. Zero humidity. But on the other side of this wall, just 9.5 inches away, it is 77 degrees with a 46% chance of rain and a 100% chance that 46% of that water is going to be wet. That's right. So welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the beloved Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. That's right. I can't tell you how beloved I am. Lord have mercy. Morning, Brother Kev, good morning. That's right. I see you all the way down in New Zealand because I don't know. I like to watch. That's right. You know, I am the doctor. I am that beloved Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MTM, LIX. People have also called me the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vile vulgar vicar of vice, the sexy shepherd, the missionary man, the minister of mischief, the dirty deacon of doggy style, the freaky frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the colored cleric, the horny honorific, the booty banging brother, the handsy high priest, the shameless shaman, Father Fistmas, the wicked I like to watch witness, the holy hoe, the divine dominating dominee, the depraved preacher, the tickle me theologian, the minister of making love, the clergy of cunning conversation while eating coochie, and that nasty N-word. That's right. The point is, I come by many names and by many methods, but I do not come easy. That's some cracker. So, brothers and sisters, let us begin as we always do. That's right. In the name of George Collin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! That's right. That's people's first clue. What's going on here? The second clue. The first clue is I said fuck yeah. That's right. Second clue is look who our Trinity is. That's right. It is time for our opening prayers, sponsored by. Holy shit! No, that's not the sponsor. I did it again. Damn it! And I knew this was coming. Lord have mercy. I am so sorry. I did. How could I do this every single time? Because my desk is a mess. That's right. It is time for our opening prayer, sponsored by Swimming the Cleveland Ocean by John Palumbo of Crack the Sky. The audio book and the digital download are available at crackthesky.com. The paperback, this is what I'm holding in my hand here, the paperback is available at Amazon, on Amazon. That's right. And if you buy the book, you get the forward free. That's right. The forward is written by my good friend G.D. Fenderson. That's right. So it's a special offer. Buy the book, get the forward free. You won't get that offer anywhere else from any other book. Just this book. You buy this book and you get G.D. Fenderson's forward for free. That's right. That's Swimming the Cleveland Ocean by John Palumbo of Crack the Sky. That's right. Great book, really good book, good read. It's a novelette, or it's a novel book. It's not real, it's fiction. All right. Now, brothers and sisters, if you or someone you know is in need of a prayer or a blessing or healing or forgiveness or any such requests, you can send them to me at the drreverendjellyroll.com. That's right. And that's DRREVJELLYROLLE at gmail.com. Just like it's scrolling across the bottom. That's right. You see how it's scrolling across the bottom? That's right. Scrolling across the bottom. Now, those of you on the radio can't see it scroll. You just have to listen. You hear that? That's the sound of scrolling. Hear that? That's the sound of scrolling. That's right. So please remember to spell roll with an E, ROLLE. Otherwise, some other jelly roll will wind up getting it. You don't want them getting your stuff, do you? No. Not without consent. You know, that would be like showing up at the dentist's office and finding equipment there that you use for, let's say, a prostate exam, and maybe some notches on his little chair. Every time somebody bends over, he'd like put a little another notch in it. That's what I'm talking about. It's that kind of corruption of that kind of sickness. You don't want to be a part of that kind of sickness. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm telling you, you don't. I know some of you think you do. You don't. You don't want to go into your dentist's office and he says, bend over that chair. And he goes, you hear the glove? You hear the sound of the glove? That's the sound of the glove going in your ear. Here. That's the sound of the glove going in your ear. Here. So I got good morning, Sister Ann. Good morning, Sister Ann. Happy Sunday, and fuck yeah to you too. Yes, we got the Reverend did get some emails to his email address there, and the most prevalent one was from Spotify. Why does Spotify keep writing me? What does Spotify want from me? I told them our relationship is over. I said, it's over, Spotify. I'm going to have to end this because they want money from me now. You know, it was okay when we were just kicking it, when we were just friends with benefits, you know. It was just an app with benefits, but now it wants money? No, I got a family to feed. I got a church to run. I can't be giving my money to Spotify. I can't be doing it. No, Spotify, you're not getting my money. No, so stop writing and asking. And plausible.com was sending me letters, emails. Now, they were not asking for money. They were just giving me news. They were just letting me know that who won their comedy contest in July. It was a tie between two professionals tied. That's right. I don't remember their names. Something like Rich and Billy or Greg and Almond. I don't know. Chocolate and Chip. But it was a tie. So now, as I was saying, just spell roll with an E on the end, okay? Roll with the E on the end. Roll with the E on the end. Roll with the E on the end. That's right. I hope that helped you remember. It helped me remember. Now for our disclaimer. While all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loopholes and restrictions, May, June, July, August, apply. So please, bow your heads like so. Unless you are driving your car or your significant other, you know, you drive your car like this, and your significant other like this, right? See the similar motion, you got your hands just like this when you drive the car or when you're driving your significant other. It's the same hand gesture, just different shoulder movements, see? That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Tune in as we show you the difference later on. But if you're driving If that and that unless is if you're driving the car, your significant other, and in that case, just close your eyes, and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. But do not let go of the wheel until you know Jesus has control, full control, not just the steering, not just the gas, not just the vertical and the horizontal, but the brakes as well. That's right. This is not the outer limits. This is real life. That's right. Mm-mm-mm. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Glenn Hansard. Glenn Hansard, the Oscar winner who found fame after starring in The Commitments and with his band The Frames, has died. He was 56. That's right. That's me and him right there. That's right. Me and Glenn right there. Mm-mm-mm. I'll tell you about that picture a little bit later. So he was 56. His cause of death was due to him losing control of his motorcycle after hitting a roadside verge. That's right. It appears that no one was asphalt. See, because it was no one was asphalt. Paramedics arrived to find Hansard at the verge of death, near the verge that caused his death. Glenn Hansard played Outspan Foster, the guitarist in Alan Parker's 1991 film, The Commitments. This put Hansard on the map and gave additional attention to his band, The Frames. The band's, then you saying, how did someone, and that's right. And you may want to say that, or you may want to say this. The band's name came from the fact that Glenn used to repair bikes. And as a result, there were a lot of bike frames hanging around his house, which was nicknamed the Frames House. Hence the Frames. Or Glenn was set up or framed for stealing all those bikes. At any rate, frame seemed appropriate. Who's to say? Apart from the Frames, Hansard was half of the folk rock duo The Swell Season. Now, I don't know if that's swell like in, or if that's swell like in, gee, that's swell. That's a swell season. I don't know which one it is. Collaborating with pianist Markita Erglova. Together they wrote and performed Falling Slowly, which won an Academy Award for Best Original Song in 2008, and later adapted the film once into the film. It's called Once. The film was called Once. They adapted the film once. Okay, that was the name of the film. I didn't want you to think that just one time they adapted the film. No, the film was called Once. Okay, they adapted the film once into a successful Broadway musical. Hansard also had a significant solo career, releasing albums including Rhythm and Repose in 2012, and Didn't He Ramble? Talking about me, but that was written in 2015. That was when I was about to make my first appearance on stage. That's right, 2015. Damn. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, it was my first appearance since 1998. That's right. Even in 1998, I wasn't appearing. I was on radio. You didn't see me. Yeah, so my first social media appearance was 2015. Wow. Which received critical acclaim. All right. Didn't He Ramble received critical acclaim and Grammy recognition. Big fucking deal. My Grammy recognized me up until her Alzheimer's got really bad. You don't hear me bragging. Grammy recognition. If your Grammy don't recognize you, you've been a bad child. Or they got the Alzheimer's. Or dementia. This is a picture of me. Right here. A picture of me and Glenn taken shortly. This picture was taken shortly after he died. We were in Dublin, I think. We were in Dublin. We were performing some Irish music. I wish I remembered what we were playing. I can't. And he's not that much taller than me. I just want you to know, I was like funky. I was doing this, okay? And you can see that. You can see how this. See how I'm this tall now, and I did this. That's right. I did a little dive, a little dip, and so I look a little shorter there. I just did a little dip. I was not, and this is when they took the picture. I'm not that much shorter than him. We're actually about the same size. We're both between like 5'4" and 6 foot. So, rest in peace, Glenn. Your last performance was caught on video. It's no Zapruder film, but you're no Dead Kennedy either. Can I get a worse ending for a sketch? Dear Lord, please bless Brother Franco Barisi. Franco Barisi, the former AC Milan captain who was one of Italy's most acclaimed defenders, has died. He was 66. Officially, his cause of death is sudden undisclosed death syndrome, or SUDS. Unofficially, he was battling pulmonary nodule. So I can't believe he fell for that. Barisi fell for the classic old joke. I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, I don't usually give you free advice, but I'm going to give you free advice. When someone walks up to you and say, pulmonary nodule, okay? Just don't say no and walk away. Just leave, run. That's right. Just go. Do not pull pulmonary nodule. That's right. So someone says pulmonary nodule, don't you do it, because that's what killed Barisi, pulmonary nodule. Barisi was widely regarded as one of the greatest defenders in football history. Not our football, their football. The greatest defender in our football history was Troy Polamalu, I think, in my humble opinion. Barisi was with AC Milan for 20 years, and during that time, he made 797 appearances, captained the side for 15 seasons, and won 22 trophies, including 6 Serie A titles. Not you, Siri. Shut up. Series title. Stop. Shut up, Siri. Series titles. Okay. Now, this is a picture of me with Franco. Right here. Let me get my cursor there. That's not Franco. This is me and Franco. That's right. This is me and Franco taken shortly after he died. We were about to play a friendly in Milan before we got friendly in the showers. That's right. So rest in peace, Franco. I guess you won't fall for that pulmonary nodule trick again. Well, actually, you can't. You're dead. Can I get a worse play on words? Lord have mercy. So, dear Lord, please bless Sister Zale Perry. Zale, whose birth name was Rosalia, yeah, that's what they called her Zale for short. Zale Perry, American scuba diver and actress and underwater photographer, has died. She was 93. Perry died peacefully in her sleep from SUDS. Of course, people have also died peacefully in their sleep from overdoses or faces coming really close contact with pillows, or, like David Byrne says, behind the wheel of a large automobile. Perry, the first lady of diving, not the first lady to dive, that would be Eve. She dove into the shallow end of the gene pool. But I'm talking diving. Like, Perry set the women's depth record of 209 feet in 1954. Perry was also in the series, not now, Siri, shut up, Sea Hunt. In 1955, she made the cover of Sports Illustrated, called Zale Perry, Girl Skin Diver, and began working in television on the syndicated adventure show Kingdom of the Sea. In underwater scenes, Perry doubled for Sophia Loren in Boy on a Dolphin, which today would get you banned in many, many languages. And in some pools, that was 1957, She also played the wife of Dan Daly's character in Underwater Warrior, 1958, and stepped in for Carol Baker in The Miracle in 1959. Perry also worked on Peter Gunn. Love that song. Wagon Train. There was a song with I can't remember the band that did it. There was a band that did it. They were like dum 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 pum pum dum 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 pum dum 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 dum. I think they also did something like Close to the Edge, if that wasn't the name of the band. I think it was Close. They also did Close to the Edge. I can't remember. But it was a pretty fun song. That was a long time ago. She was also in Wagon Train and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, where she played an amphibian. I don't know what they mean by amphibian. I don't remember any mermaids in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I don't remember there being any frogs. So I don't know. Among other shows, and did lots of commercials before she appeared in the 2006 family film The Legend of Tillamook's Gold. Now, brothers and sisters, this is a picture. Yeah, there it is. There's a picture of me and Zale. This picture was taken shortly after she died. We are on the set of Sea Hunt, playing our version of Marco Polo, or as we called it, Seek Hunt. We changed the name from Darko Pole. That's right. We used to call it Darko Pole, but yeah, got a little trouble for that one on the set, so we changed the name. Rest in peace, Zale. You were good, but your career was drowned out by Esther Williams. That's right. Can I find an older reference? Yes, I could. But I'm holding back. Dear Lord, please bless Sister Ann Russell. Sister Ann Russell, American stage actress, has died. She was 103. Russell died peacefully in her sleep from SUDS. Ann Russell was best known for her performances in the musicals Hello, Dolly and Mame. And she had a full and active life, taking on daring feats in her later years, including learning to skydive at 88, ziplining at 90, and planning her 104th birthday party when she was 103. Russell made her Broadway debut in 1965 in Flora, The Red Menace, starring Liza Minnelli, after appearing in the New York City Center revival of Pal Joey. That same year, she began what would become one of the defining chapters of her career, when she joined the national tour of Hello, Dolly, as standby for Mary Martin. Some of you remember Mary Martin because she was the first Peter Pan. The first Peter Pan was a girl, a lady, a woman. Later, that role was done by Sandy Duncan. Okay. She later also covered for Betty Grable and Ginger Rogers, performing the title role numerous times during a worldwide tour that included Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and other international stops. In other words, places where the food didn't agree with Grable and Rogers. They said, we're not going there. Can understudy. Go in there. Take a hit for our stomachs. Yes, indeed. Now, here is a publicity photo where there's a photo here of me and Ann. There we go. I hit it. There we go. Oh, it's been hit twice. Hit that twice. Okay. Now, this picture is a publicity picture. This is not a natural picture. This is from National Enquirer. They were trying to hook us up. We were just friends. But we used to hang out together a lot. And so this is one of those rumors that we were dating. Hollywood used to do that all the time. Hollywood would just say, let's put these two people together like they're dating to help both of their careers. It didn't do much for my career. Apparently not, because you didn't hear about me until 2015, before I became an international star. And Ann, well, I guess, she was an understudy most of her life. Rest in peace, Anne. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said this was an Inquirer, and I was wrong. That picture was not from the Inquirer. We did this cover for the cover of Life, ironically, because we took this picture shortly after she died. Rest in peace, Anne. You were many a star's understudy. If only one of them could have stepped in for you now. And can I fuck up another line, another joke? Yes, I can. There's 35 minutes left in the show. Just watch me. And dear Lord, please bless our sister Sunshine, wherever she is, wherever she may be. She may not be where she wants to be, but there she is. Please bless our sister Sunshine and bring her back to us. We miss her. Her presence, her effervescence, her essence, her nescence, her blessings. We miss it all. So come back to us, Sister Sunshine. We miss ya. We miss you, Sister Sunshine. Yes, indeed. And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff of Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the world-sphere. They could be anywhere today, but they are here, wishing they were anywhere today. And that ought to count for something.
Fucking liars!
That's right. Fucking liar. MindDogTV.com/merch. The place to go to get all of your birthday gear for, it looks like, Matt Napo is turning 100 at the end of this month.
Amen!
Wow. I didn't think he'd make it to 100. I really didn't. I mean, take a look at him. I mean, true, he doesn't look a day over 115, but yeah. So go to MindDogTV.com/merch and get some birthday gear for good old Matt. Emphasis on the old and taking a little leeway with the word good. So you can also get your church or last resort gear and your coffee with the dog gear. And now, the moment that all of my little luscious friends have been waiting for. That's right. Hey, luscious. Hey, my little luscious friends. That's right. Now let's have a little bump for the Lord. Now, I know some of you have been bumping soon as they heard the theme song. But I have to wait. I got to wait for the bump. So if you bumped without me, good on you. That's right. And bump again. That's right. That's right. Bump in the Bottle. This part of the show is brought to you by Bump in the Bottle. Straight from our vineyards to your innards. Wine, just like Jesus used to make. That's some good cracker. Wrong one. Good. That's right. So brothers and sisters, let us avoid lettuce if it has E. coli or salmonella or the Saccharomyces. In the name of George Carlin, Robert Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we did mention, yes, we did. We mentioned the Coffee with the Dog, our flagship program that runs Monday through Friday, 9 to whenever the fuck they feel like it. Eastern time, AM. Now, if you got some kind of thing that you want to promote, doesn't matter what it is, just, you know something? Sister Kelly Herschel Bright's going to tell you how to get on the show. That's right. You go, sister.
And comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
Summer and fall.
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews.
Fucking liar!
The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
That's right. Brothers and sisters. And more. That's right. Sister Curly Hair, you're looking so good today. So good today. Did you do something different? Is it highlights or something? Maybe get your teeth capped? You know, I don't know. You look different. Yeah. And ladies, men, she's single. That's right. And she just got, rejuvenated. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. So, ready to play. Now, brothers and sisters, before we go on, our next segment, in looking for God in all the wrong places, we look at the lyrics to the song Woodstock as sung by Joni Mitchell from her Ladies of the Canyon album, 1970. Many people are familiar with Woodstock. When I say many people, I mean, even I was there in '69. The hair, this is before the dreads. That's right, before the dreads, I was there. Yep. Now, Joni Mitchell wrote Woodstock after hearing about the 1969 Woodstock Music and Arts Festival from her then boyfriend, Graham Nash. See, she didn't go, she just heard about it. And now, here's a beautiful thing. There were like 500,000 people at Yasgur's Farms there, 150,000, 500,000. But if you ask people of a certain age, you will find out that there were 14 million people at Woodstock. Okay? Now, people call that the Mandingo effect, when you have a group false memory. A lot of people remember stuff that actually didn't happen like that. And it's a bunch of them remembering it. Yeah, that's the Mandingo effect. No, sorry, that's singular. Mandingo is singular. When it's Mandinka, that's that Mandinka effect when it's a lot of people. Mandinka. Okay, but she knew that she was not going to remember that she wasn't there. So she wrote a song to remind her that she wasn't there. So that 40, 50, 60 years later, when people are going, I was at Woodstock, she's going, I wasn't there, but I wrote a song about it. That's right. So she wrote this as a folk song. Because, like I said, she was unable to attend to herself due to a scheduling conflict with a television appearance. Her sense of deprivation and longing gave her a unique perspective, which she channeled into the song. The lyrics tell the story of a traveler meeting a fellow festival goer and joining together to Max Yasgur's farm, symbolizing a quest for community and shared ideals. Now, some people are saying to me, Reverend, why this song? It doesn't seem like there's a lot going on in it. I don't hear any God stuff except for like in the first line where it says, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through it line by line. And as we discuss it, see if you can figure out why I chose this song. Other than the fact that I was lazy. And I was like, oh, this is a good song. Okay. Yeah. But other than being lazy, why did I pick this song? Okay. Woodstock, as written by Joni Mitchell. I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road. And I asked him, where are you going? And this he told me. I'm going down to Yasgur's farm. I'm going to join in a rock and roll band. I'm going to camp out on the land. I'm going to try and get my soul free. Now, I may have read too many lines there. Let's see what happens here. First of all, the first line says, I came upon a child of God. Now, two questions about this. How does one identify a person as a child of God? So there are one of two. I'm going to go with one or two explanations. One, the person telling the story looks at everyone as though they were a child of God. It's like you're a child of God. You're a child of God. Even you're a child of God. And so they just looked at everyone like they were a child of God. Or is the person that they saw, did they identify themselves as a child of God? You know, like later on, she learns that this person is a child of God. And when she tells a story, she tells it like she already knew it. Like, yeah, I'm telling the story and I'm like already knee deep. I came across this child of God. It's kind of like you telling a story and you meet a person, and before you meet them, you forget, you don't know any of these details until you meet them and talk to them. And then when you tell the story to someone else later on, you said, I met this doctor. Not that you could have known that they were a doctor when you first met them. They didn't have a tattoo that says I'm a doctor. Or I met this undercover police officer. It's not like they were, but you get to the story and then you say, when you tell it the next time, you start off, well, that's who they are. And later on, you reveal how you've learned that fact about them. So we could go one of two ways, and maybe we'll figure this out as we go along. Now, he said he was going to Yazger's farm, okay? Yazger is from Yiddish. It means upright or honest, reflecting valued personal traits in the Jewish community. So, which is kind of an interesting place to name. Now, I'm sure that they didn't say, hey, let's pick Yazger's farm because of what the word Yazger means. Upright, reflecting personal values and traits, because they were trying to, again, this was a festival of peace and love. What is more upright and a better personal trait than peace and love? But that's not why they picked the name of the place. That's just a coincidence. That land was just available. That's all. Nobody else wanted to hold a place. Nobody else said, I want 500,000 people on my property. Everybody's going, what the fuck? 150 million, 500,000 hippies? Those dirty hippies on my land? And Yasker, Hagenberg on farm, said, sure. Let's have 500,000 hippies on my property. I need the fertilizer. Smart business decision. So, what else I hit? Oh, so see, they're going back to Yazger's farm. Now, he says he's going the child of God is going to Yazger's farm because he's going to join in a rock and roll band. Now, it's a funny thing to say that you're going to a concert to join a band. Okay. I don't remember in the years that I was performing back in the day that I'm going to go to a concert and join a band. That's not what I think they mean. I think when they say I'm going to join in a rock and roll band, they meant just a band, like a group of people, like a band of brothers. I'm going to join in a rock and roll band of brothers, okay? And because the next line says, I'm going to camp out on the land, okay? And I'm going to try and get my soul free. So already, this child of God, again, not yet identified as to why they're a child of God, they already realize that their soul is in chains. Their soul is imprisoned. Because he says, I'm going to try and get my soul free. So they're seeking too. So they're not just going to Yazger's farm because they're enlightened or because they're already free love. No, they are already they're looking for a place to be free. And so they think that Yazga's farm is that place. So you got two people, both of which are seekers, but one knows what they're seeking for and is going there. The other one has no idea what they're seeking, and they think, this child of God may have something. So it goes on. We are stardust. We are golden. We've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Now, these four simple lines, as simple as they are layered. I mean, layered, really, really, really layered. The first part is we are stardust. Okay. Literally, we are. Literally, what we are made of is the stuff of the stars. So literally, we are stardust. But figuratively, we are part, well, also, this is also literal. We are part of the bigger picture, a big galactic picture. Okay, so we are stardust and we are all connected. All right, so it's saying we're stardust, so we're all made of the same thing. We're all connected. We're all part of this big universal plan. Now, who's the planner? We'll figure that out later. But we should all be going in the same direction because we got the same destiny. We got the same fate, the same stuff. What's in you is in me. We shouldn't be fighting. We should be just appreciating the fact that we're the same. Okay? It's like dirt. Dirt is dirt. But if you have your dirt over here in Maryland, I think it's slightly more acidic than the dirt in Pennsylvania. The pH is different. But the dirt at the beach is called sand. Okay? Or the dirt, that's right. Think about it. The dirt at the beach is sand. The dirt in my yard is loam. Okay? And the dirt just 400 yards away at the orchard is got so much nitrogen in it from fertilizer that it's not the same dirt as I have. I can't grow the same stuff they grow, but it's all dirt. You don't believe me? Taste it. But we all got the same stuff in us, okay? We're all dirt. We just don't all look the same. We just don't all, we have different balances, different. So yeah, we're all the same. We're all stardust. And it says we're golden. Now, golden, oh, isn't gold such a precious commodity? It is here, not out there. Out there in the universe, you can't swing a dead star or a dead planet without coming across a whole shitload of gold. It's down here is where it's precious. Precious. Okay, so gold is precious. We are golden. We are precious. But also, gold is used to make idols. We worship ourselves. So yeah, we're golden. We're precious, but we're also golden like we're idols, like we're the calves. Okay, and I'm going that direction because worshiping ourselves is a huge, huge, huge problem when it comes to getting back into the garden. Okay, remember, mankind was banned from the garden. Okay, if you look at the what book is that in? Genesis. We'll go back to Genesis. We were kicked out of the garden. We were kicked out of the paradise. We were kicked out of Eden for hubris. For the most part, I'm not going to say hubris because God didn't have a sense of humor. It's like, don't touch my fruit. You touch my fruit, get the fuck out of my garden. You can't come back. You learn some manners, some respect. I asked you not to touch that fruit. I was saving that for me. You don't need that knowledge. That was my knowledge. I'll decide whether to share my knowledge. That's another sermon for another day. The point is, we're banned from paradise. We want to get back into the garden. Perhaps rejoining, perhaps getting mankind to be on the same page, like at Woodstock, is step one to getting back into the garden. It continues. The person telling the story begins speaking, okay? It continues. Then can I walk beside you? I have come here to lose the smog, and I feel to be a cog in something turning. Now, so this is at the point where you realize, like I said before, the narrator was just seeking, had no idea what they're seeking. It's just a longing. And here he tells you what the longing is. He says, look, I got smog, okay? I'm here, I want to lose the smog. Now, the smog in this sense has two meanings. Yes, back then there was a literal smog that we were talking about, smoke and fog, and it was thicker in the morning. Pollution and nature together made smog. But there's also, so that was environmental smog, but there's also mental smog, the same type of thing. The stuff that's in your brain that's just clogging stuff up, okay, it's polluting your mind, okay? So yes, he's going to lose the environmental smog. I want to get away from the city, but he also wants to get away from the pollution stuff that's polluting his mind. And he says, I feel to be a cog in something turning. That's right. A cog is an important part of a machine, but guess what? They're all over. There are millions of cogs in some machines, millions of cogs, and not one of them is special because they're just cogs. But if you break one, the machine stops working, okay? So you need all the cogs, even though they're not special. You know, if you break a cog, you replace it with another cog. And that's what he's saying. He's like, I'm a cog. You know, the machine can't go work without me, but if I'm gone, they'll just replace me with another cog. I need to be special. I need to be part of something different. I can't just be going in the same place, turning around and around and around and getting nowhere. That's what cogs do. Cogs go around and around and around, and they don't go anywhere. The machine goes, the cog stays relatively in position to the machine, but to where the machine is going, that's the only way the cog gets to know, but the cog does not get to experience that. Well, maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but you know, life is for learning. Now, I've been trying to figure out who's saying this, because the way it's written, you have one part in quotes where it says, can I walk with you? That's all. When I walk with you, I feel like a cog or something. That's open, close, open quote and close quote. And then there's another open quote and close quote, which is what this statement here. Well, maybe it's the time of year. So if you were reading this in the book, you would think, because of the quotes, that this other person speaking. So I'm going to attribute this to the child of God, who says, well, maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. Now, there's a different play there, because the first thing is time of the year, the time of year. Okay, it's like spring's in the air, like mating season. You know, it's a time for us to all flock. You know, like birds. A certain time of year, they flock together and they go someplace. Now we got a bunch of people, because of the time of year, they're flocking to Yasgur's farm, trying to get back to the garden. Okay, they're flocking. It's that time of year, they're all going there. So maybe it's the time of man. Like maybe this is the time that man, when we get together, we unify, we unite, we start a new era. Okay, but they don't know which. They have to wait to see how it's going to turn out. They don't know. He says, I don't know who I am, but you know, life is for learning. So the beautiful thing about this is like, I don't know where we're going with this. I have no idea. We're going to find out together. We're going to experience together, and we can take something from this, because that's what learning is. Learning is when you have an experience and you take something from it. If you have an experience and you don't take anything from it, you didn't learn anything. So they're saying, let's go. Because let's go, let's experience this, and we'll take something from it. Hopefully something better. And it goes back to remind us that we are stardust and we are golden. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Now, it continues. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere there was song and celebration. Now, that sounds like something that you hear about heaven. When people talk about going to heaven, they say, yeah, it's a jubilation and there's song and the angels are singing and they're playing, and you see all these paintings there, and that's what they're doing. And they say, well, this is our own little piece of heaven. We're here, and we're just making song and celebration, and that's what the Lord likes. All through the Bible, you hear about the Lord wanting music, wanting celebration, wanting the angels to sing. It's like, now, this is what we're doing. We're making a joyful noise. That's right. We're making a joyful noise, so much so that they were elevated to another level of consciousness. Okay, I'm saying that because of the next line. And she says, I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky, and they were turning into butterflies above our nation. Now that is straight out of scripture. Now, true, they, again, were not a child of God yet, right? They were just seeking. But the experience that they had is right out of scripture. Isaiah 2:4 and Micah, or is that full Micah? I think they wrote it, somebody wrote it for Micah, but that was 4:3. Full Micah, yeah, Micah 4:3 and Isaiah 2:4. Okay, and this is what they both say. He shall judge between the nations and shall decide disputes for many peoples, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares. See, now they didn't have jet fighters back then. They had swords, so beat the swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That's what this is all. This is her peaceful thing. She's like, I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky, and they were turning into butterflies above our nation. Now, if you were a military man, you would say, no, the bombers do not ride shotgun. It's the fighters that ride shotgun. The bombers they're the ones that drop the bombs, and then they have fighters as escorts. But that's neither here nor there. Don't expect her to know all that kind of stuff. She's a girl. No, stop, just teasing, stop. She was a woman. But that part there, straight out of scripture. It's just like a prophet having a vision, saying, this is what I saw. It could have been the music. It could have been the joyfulness of what was in the air. Was not smog. And to remind us, now here, this is a cute thing. It says, we are stardust, billion-year-old carbon. Now, of course, that's part of the stardust. That's what we are. You know, we're carbon and nitrogen and all the other things from the stardust. Billions of years old. It's all in us. And we are golden. And it says here that we're, okay, I'm going to read it the way it is, and then I'll go back and do my little editorial. We are stardust, billion-year-old carbon. We are golden, caught in the devil's bargain. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Now, so 2 lines at a time. We are stardust, billion-year-old carbon. We talked about that. And we said, literally, that's what we are. So we should feel connected. We should understand. We should feel that connection, that we're all from the same stuff. So we are golden. We talked about that. Precious, and yet we idolize ourselves. And in that part there, which says, caught in the devil's bargain. See that? The golden It says, we're golden, but we're caught in the devil's bargain. And again, what is the devil's bargain? Well, it depends on who you are, what kind of bargain you make with the devil. If you're, let's say, a person who resides at the White House right now, your bargain with the devil is you deny, and hide, and steal, and grift. And your bargain is, as long as you keep doing the dirty work like that, you don't get punished by getting caught and sent to jail. That's his bargain. I'm convinced of it. You can't tell me otherwise, that man did not have a bargain with the devil. And people say, well, there's no devil. I'm going to tell you now, if there was no devil, who the fuck did he strike this bargain with? But the rest of us who are not so evil, we may have smaller bargains with the devil, you know? Dear Lord, but it's, you know, it's just smaller bargains. Not everybody makes a bargain with the devil, but there, in this case, they may be equating the devil's bargain with original sin. If we're all caught in that, then that would only be the only reference to that would be original sin. And that wasn't the devil's bargain, except for the fact that in theory, they said that, okay, first of all, the devil and Satan are not the same things. And the serpent is not the devil. But let's say that the serpent was a spokesperson for the devil. Okay. And they're the ones who say, hey, look, I tell you what, you eat this fruit and you will get all this knowledge, and it'll be worth it, really worth it. And that's their bargain, the first bargain. And apparently that was the original sin. We all got caught up in it, according to some traditions. But it says we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Now, how do you do that? We cannot regurgitate the fruit. We cannot put it back on the tree. So in this case, they're saying, look, I don't know how to get back to the garden. Let's try music. Let's try unification. Let's try peace. Let's try love. Let's try universal love. Will that get us back into the garden? They're still seeking. I wish them luck. Brothers and sisters, I thank you. I hope. Thank you, Sister Ann. Sister Ann always says to me, it's a great, well, no, not always, but Heavy Cav says, Revs, I don't know what that last part is, because, but he's a Revs, that's right. And whatever it is, thank you, Heavy, brother Cav, thank you. And Sister Ann says, great sermon. Thank you, Sister Ann. If anybody out there sees Sister Sunshine, please tell Sister Sunshine we miss her and let us know what's going on. Now, before I close, I want to remind everybody, first of all, about our sponsor, Swimming the Cleveland Ocean. I don't know if they know they're a sponsor. I really don't know. I didn't ask, but so be it. They got my number. They can call and say, stop doing that. We want people to buy the book. I do too. I want people to buy the book. I love this guy like a brother. Yeah. So, my brothers and sisters, I want to thank those of you who subscribe to our fledgling YouTube channel, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Although everyone that has joined since I started doing this has left. So not since, but for the past 2 months. I started with a number 2 months ago, and they pick up and they drop off, and they pick up and they go right back. It's almost like I have a limit of, yes, this is it. You can't have any more than this. So I may never hit my goal of 1 million followers. I may never, ever hit it, but that's okay. We're doing this because we love you. So we want to thank you, those who have subscribed to the YouTube channel, Dr. Rev Jelly Roll, and also the Facebook page, Dr. Rev Jelly Roll. Check out GD Fenderson. The next time you need, go to gigsalad.com. Check out GD Fenderson the next time you need to hire a comedian or for a private event. Now, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Mind Dog TV. And you'll join us wherever our word is heard. And before I give that final blessing, that final fuck yeah, I just want you guys to know that I won't be here tomorrow here in this show. I'll be GD will be on Coffee with the Dog, but I won't be here because I'm getting surgery on my face tomorrow. But GD will still be on the show, Coffee with the Dog. So if you want to say a little prayer for me, for my teeth, that'd be great. I appreciate it because they're gonna knock me out. And it's not that it's not that I want the prayer that I come out safely, because I believe that's what's going to happen. But I've never had this dentist before, and I do not want to be inappropriately touched. I do not want to become a notch on their dental chair. So pray for me for that. And also, my God, goodness. This afternoon, myself, my wife Amona, GD and his wife Carol, the four of us are going to go see Spider-Man: A Brand New Day. That's right. The four of us are going to go see, and we're getting the tickets half price. So we're only paying for two, even though, that's right, we're getting tickets half price. So even though there's four of us, we're just paying for two people. So we got a deal. What a deal. The advantages of being in your 60s. That's right. Lord have mercy. And I'm going to tell you all about it next week. I think, if I remember, we'll see. God, I have a lot to talk about. So, brothers and sisters, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Thank you so much.